Hey guys, today I want to talk more about where I developed my passion for engineering. In a previous video, I talked about um, my career and like how I want to bring about more black females or any like females more into engineering. Um, because I feel like there's a shortage of females and minorities in engineering, um, in in this field, my field of interest. And so I want to talk about my experience in high school and how in high school I gained the passion for engineering. I went to a high school that was a charter school. It's sort of like a magnet school, but it's a public school. It's so that means there's no cost. I don't know if there's different kind of charter schools, but mine was no cost, out of pocket, and to get in, it's a lottery system. If the amount of applicants go over the max limit that they can have for each class. And so for my class, we actually went under the limit, so everyone got to go to that school who applied. Um, it was a school that was focused on science, engineering, and mathematics and technology. And so my freshman year of high school, I got introduced to an engineering class. And that was interesting because we got to design prototypes for different structures and shapes. We did hand-drawn diagrams of how to dimension out what product or what prototype we want to make. And that's where I was also introduced to 3D modeling, where you can make 3D prototypes and different shapes, basically, that will be helpful for like the engineering field. We also, in that class, we built bridges out of manila folders, and it had to withstand a certain amount of force in the middle of the bridge. And so later on, I actually ended up taking a 3D modeling class, which was really fun. It involved like crazy old projects. We had to animate certain objects, and we had to create complex objects. We even had to create our face at one point, where we like took a picture of the front of our face and then took a picture of the side of our face, and we used those two 2D photos to create a 3D model of our face, which was very interesting and kind of challenging. And then we mapped our pictures onto our face. And then later on, I found out about the robotics club, because I had heard like all these different people were in it. Like at our school, we didn't have sports, so so we just went with the science, the engineering, and math. We had science Olympiad, and we had robotics. We have math club. So I went with robotics because I had always an interest for like math and the engineering course I took. And so I tried that out. I started my junior year. I was on the all-women's robotics team. And the reason why I chose the all-women's robotics team was because it's nice to get to work with other women interested in the same subject and field that you are. It helps to like break down like any barriers there is in terms of confidence, or if you are fairly new at it, and to introduce yourself to new concepts, and just to help each other up and help your fellow colleagues grow in that area. It's not to say working with men is bad or anything. It's just that around that age and around that time, I feel like a lot of women would hold themselves back if they were working with men. Like a lot of women are like uncomfortable with working on something that they don't know about. I mean, it's just a confidence booster in that sense, 'cause for later on, so that they can work with like more men or like things like that, because you have to build confidence in what you like to do for you to be recognized usually. So I did that, and the first year I did it, so like basically each year there's a new competition, and I worked under the I believe it wasn't FIRST, it wasn't Lego, it was Vex Robotics. So I worked in the Vex Robotics division. It's like more of a metal robot. It has metal parts. It's bigger and heavier robot. And so each year there's a competition and a different challenge. And the first year we were tasked with picking up spheres and cylinders. So you can do this any way you want, and it's also a competition. So there's usually, in a match, there's two teams. There's a blue team and a red team, and each team is a different team from another school or your same school. So you don't have to know your same teammate when you're doing little matches. So it adds a level of challenge and trying to push yourself to like exceed what you would do on your own. So I like that aspect because I enjoyed the problem solving and the competition. Because in high school, I really was into video games. I had guy friends, and we would play Call of Duty and Halo, and it was great. So basically, we had the competition, the problem solving, and then we also had the teamwork. Not only with your teammates on your own team, but also the other team that you just first met. So in that way, you could kind of strategize a little bit in advance by working with people you don't know. And then on top of all that, we had to program an autonomous program for our robot. So not only was it functional by controlling the robot, they also had to do an autonomous program to get points. It didn't exactly have to, but it gave you bonus points and things like that. So there was 3 aspects to robotics. There was hardware, there was the electrical part, and then there was the software part. And for me, I really enjoyed the software component of the robot. I just liked to program. Like, it was really interesting. It was really interesting to like say basically you're writing a command, and then you're telling the robot what to do, and then the robot does it. So that was really exciting to me. And I also ended up joining a robotics class, which was actually more software, which is why I enjoyed that class too. Um, and then the second year, the theme was you had to create a robot that picked up these beanbags and then put the beanbags in your team's troughs. And there was a red and blue trough for each team. You could block other teams from scoring. You could also kick out their beanbags from their troughs. You could do different things. So that was very interesting. And on top of all that, I was able to get to go to California for the first time uh, my junior year, and then we went back or second year for the Anaheim World Competition for Vex Robotics, and that was a really cool experience because I got to meet all these different people from all around the world. I remember getting to dance with this Colombian team that was there. They were just all over the world, and it was really great to see like all these people like representing different nations, and also working on like the same project that you are. And so after that, I had a good idea of what I wanted to do. It was fairly easy for me to come up with, oh, I want to do computer engineering because I liked working with the hardware, but I liked the software. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do computer engineering. So, but like some people don't have the luxury of knowing what they want to do that early sometimes, because I feel like there just needs to be more exposure to these kinds of things. It should be required, but there are optional options to finding these opportunities. Because if I stayed at my home high school, it means the high school I would have went to if I didn't go to this charter school. I feel like I wouldn't want to so much go out to go to the robotics club or do any of the engineering courses. Like I feel like because the structure of the high school was heavily on science, engineering, and technology, there was a lot of people who did that sort of things, and the classes weren't that big, so I knew pretty much everyone in my class, and they were saying that there are people in robotics and they enjoy it, and so that made me interested in it. So if we could have just more people interested in those kinds of fields, the STEM field, then we could have more of our young girls, more people of color in engineering, science, technology. But there are resources out there for people who want to either help gain exposure for the younger generation to engineering, like volunteering opportunities. Like I did one for WIT, which is Women in Technology, and I also did one for Lego Robotics. 2 times I helped referee this robotics competition for middle schoolers. There are a ton out there and they're growing, so I will try to leave some links down below, and for those opportunities, also some educational opportunities. There's EDX, which I'm using currently. I like to use, that I'm sure has some great programs that maybe like people my age professionally that want to learn more about certain engineering focuses. But yeah, like if you want to do something, if you want your child to do something, you can do it. There's plenty of resources out there, and I really hope that there's more black females, other females, all types of people. I hope there's more representation inside of the engineering field, especially like inside the corporation, because like I'm the only female on my team. I'm also the only black person on my team. So there's definitely a problem there in that sense, especially higher up. So I hope this helped you like realize like the importance of having these opportunities out there for kids today and the future, because we have so much technology, and that technology keeps growing, and we always want it. We all have a smartphone, we have computers, TVs, just everything. Like the cars have technology, so it's ever growing. Like we need employees in this field. So I hope you took something away from this, and thank you so much, and I hope to see you guys later. Bye.